What up, AOK Mafia? It's your boy Artofkickz, and just like that, we back with another one. Alright, y'all, so I done came across the interview with Eminem and Mike Tyson. I saw a clip of this the other day, and it was like Eminem was just showing so much respect toward Mike Tyson. I was like, yo, Eminem is always doing that, always showing mad respect to people that have done great or are great in their respective careers, sports, any of the things that people just contributed a great deal to. And I'm like, that's him, man. Now I just found the whole interview. It's about 47 minutes long, so y'all know me. I'm gonna end up breaking this down in probably like 2 or 3 different reactions just so we can get through this. So let's see what Eminem is talking about and Mike Tyson, man. So this is gonna be part 1. So let's see what these guys are talking about. Y'all boys and girls ready? I'm ready. Let's talk.
To me, it's like, yo, man, you got one of those CDs? And I was like, yeah. And I kind of just tossed it to him, right? And didn't think nothing of it. I didn't know that Dean worked with Jimmy Ivy. So he gave it to Jimmy. Jimmy gave it to Dre. And I get the call, and I'm like, oh, shit. You know, this is about to happen. Bro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to an On the Motherfucking Road Hotboxin. I'm Evan Britton.
And I'm Mike Tyson.
And we got motherfucking Eminem in the house.
Shady in the house.
Yeah, you got Marshall right now.
Oh, no,
Shady's
Marshall.
like, this on?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited, man. I if I start getting weird, just stop me.
It's all good, man.
Weird is good on this show.
Okay.
Yeah, we get a little weird.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I know we met at Kimmel, and I didn't get a chance to we didn't get a chance to talk, you know? I'm such a fucking huge fan.
Thank
I
you.
can't even
Thank you.
I can't even I feel like a kid right now, man. Like, this is crazy.
I remember I listened to your first album. It was a long time ago. It really didn't go nowhere, but I listened to rap, and I heard you talk about cuss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the first album, I believe it was.
Yeah, man. I've seen, like, pretty much every documentary, every fight I've seen. Like, everything that's available. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm humbled right now. I feel like a kid again.
Why did you become who you were?
Why did I become who I was?
Yeah. Why would you want to do this? You know?
Great question.
I just loved hip hop growing up as a kid. I just, you know, it was it spoke to me more than any other music I had ever heard before.
Yes, sir. Same.
Know? From early like Ice-T to Fat Boys.
Yeah.
And then LL Cool J, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and it just I don't know. It was like I didn't first I was a fan of the music, you know what I'm saying, before I even thought about rapping. LL Cool J was the one who made me first start writing rhymes. And I was 12, 13.
That's maybe. Crazy.
And it sucked. You know, I wasn't good, but I had to keep practicing and practicing and practicing. I gave it up for a little while, then I started again back when I was 15 and started being able to kind of put songs together. And then I just was I'm starting to, I was never really good at much else, you know? So I don't know. Once I found out I was decent at something, I just kind of focused and just, you know, went for it.
That's interesting, because I remember I was in a juvenile detention center, and we heard we heard rappers we said, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Because we heard it in the streets in our neighborhood, but we never thought it'd be on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was on the radio. We said, what the hell was that? And we were just all blown away. The fact that our music was being played on the radio.
Yeah.
You know.
How about the fact that Rapper's Delight was a seven some odd minute song?
Yeah.
And the radio played it. They played it from top to bottom.
It was so popular. It was all off the hook.
Mm-hmm. And then Nucleus jam on it.
Jam on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
man.
Dum. Yeah.
That was I never really got into rock and roll or R&B or blues or anything like that. I just I'd listen to songs on the radio or whatever my mom was listening to in the car, but once hip hop came along, I just felt like, man, this is like, I don't know, I just was all in.
Yeah, hip hop was I just can't even imagine it.
Yeah, can I just say for a second, y'all see I got this big old smile on my face. It's just amazing sitting here and seeing two legends talk music and talk hip hop, bro, and talk about, you know, their stories and how they reminisce and go back and can recall certain events that happened in their life when certain songs hit them and how they hit them. And I think we all have that, no matter what your genre of music is that you listen to, but we all have that where we can go back and remember, oh man, I remember where I was when I first heard this song.
Like us being the prototype of hip hop. At the beginning of it, it gave us pride to know that our music, people talk the way we talk, was being on television, being on the radio and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of pride back then.
Yeah. And it's also like, it's just such a, if you think about like how hip hop from the start of it.
Well, I was there.
Yeah, and then it just like.
Police out in the front of every hip hop club, you got the whole New York police station out in front of the club.
Yeah.
It was just, and if you went to a hip hop club and you were marked, people say, oh, yes, even in your neighborhood, you know, hardcore bebop, hip hop, and it's, what the fuck you fucking with those niggas for,
yeah.
Mike? That's what they used to say, what you fucking with them for? Even people in the neighborhood, what you fucking with them niggas for? But those was our people. All the criminals, the thieves, we all listened to hip hop.
Yeah.
The money makers and everything, the killers, the robbers, all the fucking street urchins, we all listen to that. That's what we listen to. And as soon as we listen to it, we enjoy it, but we surveying everything. We're looking at the people with the jewelry, the coats, the clothes, and looking right, and then we're getting ready to get them after the club is over.
Yeah.
And that's just what hip hop was about. All the robbers and thieves would come in there, they enjoy the music, but after it was over, we going to rob.
Yeah.
And that's what hip hop was about.
Yeah. Once Breakin' came out, the movie Breakin', and then Crush Groove and Beat Street, man, it was like,
yeah,
it just put the whole culture of hip hop on the map in a place where you could see with the music. You know what I'm saying? You had a visual, and you had you know, graffiti.
You must say, this is my way out when you saw that. When
I didn't
getting good. You must say, this is my way out.
Great question.
When I started being able to put songs together, and I started like, you know, figuring out like, well, I might be almost as good as that rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep going. And then
see, that's what I like, and that was something I wanted to touch on a little bit earlier too. And that's kind of the attitude you have to have. Like, you don't have to go into anything wanting to be the best, understanding that you have to be decent enough. And that's how Eminem felt about his craft at that time. He felt like, yo, I'm not the best, but I'm at least as good as this guy that is already doing good things or already doing great. So maybe I have a chance at this. And that's kind of how you have to see it. You kind of have to be realistic. People reach out to me all the time saying, hey, can you check out my music? And I'm like, and first thing that pops in my head, I'm like, yo, does it sound like something that you yourself would want to listen to? Does it sound up to par with your favorite artist? Not to say that you have to sound like them, but just the quality of the song. Does it sound up to par with your favorite artist or what's on the radio or what's in your playlist right now? If it doesn't, then keep working on it until you can make it get to that point. And then you're ready.
I start, you know, I learned so much. Like I studied.
How old were you when that started?
Hip hop, the first time I heard anything, my Uncle Ronnie brought over a tape of the Breakin' soundtrack.
Yeah.
And it had Reckless on it from Ice-T.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, a DJ's task was just to play records. What more could you ask?
I know Colors.
Colors,
Yeah.
Colors.
Colors was hard. My Uncle Ronnie started liking rap before I did, and then he kind of introduced me to it. And right around that time, I think the movie had just come out, and I saw the movie, and I was like, yo, I love it. And it just, I don't know, it just spoke to me in a way that no other music had spoke to me before.
Crazy.
I understand that.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first started putting it out there? Like started rapping or doing rap battles?
Well, I had a weird trajectory. Like I was afraid, like I was afraid early on, like 15, 16 years old. I was afraid that to go into any clubs or anything like that to say my raps because I felt like I wasn't good enough yet. So I had to get to a certain spot. And then I was trying to I was just making songs. And one day I got a call from my boy Proof. And
R.I.P. Proof.
He was like, yo, you need to come up to the hip hop shop. And I was like, what is the hip hop shop? And he's like, yo, just come to the hip hop shop, write something, come up here. And Proof, remember Proof, Nani? He ran shit in Detroit. We me and him came up together, and we came up rapping together. But he would kind of go do his own thing, and then I'd be working like at factories and stuff like that. And Proof was out there like on the grind, and he started making connections. And then he met Jay Dilla, Slum Village, and a lot of the early Detroit hip hop that was like exploding onto the scene. Like Proof was such a part of that. And I got a chance to, when I went to the hip hop shop, I was like, what the fuck? He was like, yo, I'll clear everybody out. I'll have like 10 people, right? And you rap in front of them. And if they don't like you, you know, they're going to tell you they don't like you. if they do like you and they fuck with you, then, you know. So I went there.
That's crazy.
Rap. I got some people jumping around and shit. And I was like, okay, this might be it for me. And then that's when we started having battles at the hip hop shop. And we was having like a battle every couple months or something. Yeah, every 2 or 3 months. But every Saturday, I would make sure that I didn't have to work till 4 o'clock because I was going to the hip hop shop every Saturday. So every Saturday for me was, and this is early 20s, was St. Andrews Hall on Friday night. Saturday, hip hop shop. Tuesday, Ebony Showcase. And then
anybody that knows Showcase, he said, fuck, I gotta battle him tonight. He's here.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. I started battling, and then in the hip hop shop, the first battle that we had there, I won it. But what we was doing, Proof was taking names and he was putting them in a hat. Like, if you want to sign up to battle, you just put your name in the hat. He picks a name, picks another name. So it'd be like Bizarre versus...
Yo, wouldn't it be so crazy to see like video footage of those battle raps? Oh my God, like... Yo, this is so cool to see and hear about this stuff that we would have otherwise not really known about had we not heard it come from Eminem's mouth. I love this, man. I love that we're watching this right now.
B flat. And then they go at it, and it was, you know, and then me versus whoever. I remember one time I battled Conniver, who was in my group in 12, but we weren't a group yet.
Yeah.
I battled, Vaughn. And then I just started like... I met a few people that got me out of just Detroit, and I went to like...
Yo, that Kango hat that M got on right now looks fire as hell. I can't even lie. It won't look good on me though.
7 Scribble Jam. And I went all the way to the end, and then I lost to this guy named Juice, who to this day is still a really good fucking rapper. And I think that he's so good that it's okay that I lost to him. You know what I'm saying? But
is he still in Detroit rapping?
No, this was Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Scribble Jam was in Cincinnati. That was 97. And then from there I met Wendy Day, and she put me on her battle team. It was an event in LA called the Rap Olympics. And she put me on that team. I went out to LA and then got in that battle at the Rap Olympics. Went all the way to the end and lost again. The last dude.
Damn.
And I was like super discouraged. I just got evicted from my house. Had to break in through the back of the house. The dude that we was paying rent to, he wasn't paying the rent with it. So one day this is literally the day before I go to the Rap Olympics and thank God for Wendy Day, man, because she paid for my plane ticket. But that day, we're like, what the I come home from work, me and my boy, and we're like, what the fuck? All our shit is on the lawn.
That's crazy.
Oh, I know that very well.
So, yeah, so...
On the eviction, man, and they decorated your fucking along with your furniture.
Yeah, and people was rummaging through it
You
and
gotta
shit.
wait outside for nobody to take your shit.
Yeah, yep. So that happened, and then I had to break into the back because I had nowhere to stay. So I had to break into the house through the back window, which was my old window. Broke in, slept on the floor, got up the next day, went to the Rap Olympics, and by the first prize was $500, and I needed that $500, man, and I lost.
Damn.
And I was like, I was fucking devastated.
Damn.
And then this kid, Dean Geislinger, walks up to me and he's like, yo, man, you got one of those CDs? And I was like, yeah. And I kind of just tossed it to him, right? And didn't think nothing of it. I didn't know that Dean worked with Jimmy Iovine. So he gave it to Jimmy. Jimmy gave it to Dre. And I'm back in Detroit now, fucked, right? I have nothing, like nowhere to go. And I get the call and I'm like, oh shit, you know, this is about to happen.
Wow.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, I never knew that. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. If you're out there struggling, but you got a dream, a big dream, no matter where you might be, let that desire that's burning in you be the flame you need to get you going. You know what I'm saying? Like, fight, because it can happen. It can happen, baby. Whoo, look at Eminem now, man. Come on now. This is so inspiring, man. This is so inspiring.
Jimmy gave it to Dre, and I'm back in Detroit now, fucked, right? I have nothing, like nowhere to go. And I get the call and I'm like, oh shit, you know, this is about to happen.
Wow. It was fast.
Didn't seem fast, did it, to you, huh?
Nah, I did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, but I just gotta say, like, I bro, you are like a god to me. Like, bro, you've done so much in your life, man. It's like just so crazy to be the heavyweight champion at 20 years old.
Well, you're not chopped liver yourself.
I'm just saying. Well, I'm saying though, but I'm just saying, man. Like I don't know. It takes a lot to be the champ.
Yeah.
Like it takes a lot, and you know, I remember seeing the first couple fights when I was younger, when you were first like starting to really pop. I had heard about, yo, you see this guy Mike Tyson? Man, he's knocking motherfuckers out in 10 seconds. Like, and the first fight I saw was, which was the first fight I saw? I think it was with Trevor Burbank.
86, something like that.
And man, you knocked him down 3 times with one punch. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And ever since then, it was like, when you fight, somebobody's getting knocked out.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of what round. You know what I'm saying? And like,
it comes from humble beginnings. You know, I had to, in order to be the champ, I had to get beaten a couple of times.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, boxing is hard, man. It's hard. Like I've been boxing for like 13 years, just sparring. I mess around with Emmanuel Stewart, and he's
the best.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was such a nice dude, and he would come over. He'd come over to my house, and we spar like twice a week. He'd bring his boxers from the Crump gym.
Ooh. I know Ricky Womack. Yeah, they were really great fighters.
This was.
I remember the amateurs when we were fighting for the Olympics. Those guys were really great fighters.
Yeah, man. And Emmanuel was like, this was like 12, 13 years ago, right? So he would come over, he would show me the basics, and it took a lot for me to look. It took a long fucking time for me to just learn the basics, right?
Yeah.
So then he started like after a couple months of us doing it, and they were just like, you know, up and coming kids and stuff like that would, you know, and just you want to spar with them, and they're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So I got a funny little story. So he's bringing his boxers, and this.
Pause. All right. So before we get to that little story, man, I'm going to go ahead and cut this right here. We're going to start back up on part 2 with that story. But yeah, man, look, y'all got to stay tuned for more of this, man. We're going to watch this together and enjoy this, man. This is fun. I like this. And I'm so glad that he's doing more and more of these interviews and stuff. Let the fans hear from this, man. It's pretty cool. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, the link to the video is going to be down in the description box below. If you haven't already, make sure you follow your boy right here on the gram, man. Twitter at Artofkickz. To the next one.